YouTube and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all having a really nice day. Today I want to speak with you about something that is really important for me and I think for you also, and this is about food. So the first one I want to speak about is the dining routines. In Italy, they are normally starting with a breakfast in the morning before going to work. They are either having some biscuits or some sweet bread or something at home with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Sometimes they Other times they also go in the restaurant or in a bar in the morning and they have like a cappuccino or a coffee and a brioche and they stay there 2 minutes and they take their coffee and they go to the work. Normally around 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock they are having lunchtime. This is quite different what people are having for lunch, but it's normally some pasta, pizza, all kinds of amazing Italian food you can imagine. This they are having for lunch. They are normally going out from the office, going in restaurants, or they bring a lunchbox, but I don't think so often as the Norwegians do. And in the end of the day, they finish up with this amazing big dinner. And this is around about 7 to 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the night. They are all the family gathering around the dinner table. There are the first course, second course, there is the salad, there is the fruit, there is the dessert, and the end, coffee or...
Ma! 5 caffè, veloce! Non lo fare acqua!
So, the Italians are eating like 3 meals during the day, but they are having a lot of food in 2 of the meals, and in the start, almost nothing. In Norway, we have quite the opposite routines for eating. You are sitting down, you are preparing yourself some tea, maybe boiling some eggs, maybe you are actually having some salmon also. And this you are preparing on a nice slice of bread, you cut, you're having a glass of juice or a glass of milk and you're enjoying the newspaper of the day on your MacBook and you're having your breakfast. We are changing a bit going over to lunch. In the lunch in Norway, you normally are already preparing at your breakfast this box which you are bringing to work at lunch, maybe 1 apple or something, but finish in 10 minutes. Then when we get over to dinner in Norway, this is really different than in Italy. We are eating starting from 4 o'clock. We are having 1 plate where we put the chicken, we put the salad, and we put the potato, everything together. And in the night, before going to bed, 9-10 o'clock, we are again eating a piece of bread, a piece of bread, a piece of bread, a piece of bread. So we are actually having 4 meals during the day and not 2 as the Italians. Some of the traditional dishes they are having in Italy is, of course, all kinds of pasta. They have everything at home, they can mix with the pasta, but they eat a lot of pesto. They eat ragu, which we in Norway have spaghetti with the meat sauce.
Buongiorno! Buon appetito!
And okay, they don't have spaghetti and meatballs, they don't have. And then they have also lasagna, they have pizza. The pizza here is amazing. Everywhere you go they can prepare a nice pizza. But I think there is one dish that all Italians know how to prepare, and that is the spaghetti all'olio peperoncino.
Sono gli spaghetti aglio, olio e peperoncino.
Aglio, olio e peperoncino.
Aglio, olio e peperoncino.
Andiamo! È l'aglio e il peperoncino l'ingrediente della prova di abilità. Aiuto!
Where is they have some spaghetti and they have oil, they have garlic and they have chili and they mix all of this together in a pan and it's super easy and you always are able to prepare something out of nothing at home. Some of the traditional dishes we have in Norway is meatballs, we have salmon, we have what do we have? We have something in Christmas which we call ribbe. And this is we are preparing the pork belly inside the oven, really slow cooking, a lot of really fat food. We also have fish soup, which is a soup often with the cream, with the milk, some potato, carrots. When it comes to drinks, in Italy they have fantastic wine. You don't have to pay a lot. All is local. It's really good. In Norway we have a different culture because in the everyday life we are drinking a lot of juice. We are drinking a lot of all this soda water. We are not drinking so much normal water. Then in Italy they are drinking much more water, like they're having water and wine. And it was like here the other day and they were speaking about, oh yes, because when they are babies here they are putting like, I don't know what it's called actually in English. It's the one like the baby are like sitting on like this. They put this one inside the glass of wine for the baby to get more into the taste of wine. Are preparing themselves to grow up and they can have wine every day. In fact, here it's normal to have alcohol also for lunch. When you are at work, for example, you go out, you go to have a pizza, it's okay to have a glass of wine and, or a beer. You go back to work again after. This is nothing we do in Norway to drink alcohol during the day, or we only do in the weekends or when we are not working. So let's speak about the coffee. For the Italians, the coffee is really small, it's espresso. It's almost like nothing inside, but it's super strong. In Norway we put this like big bottle of coffee on the table and we drink so much coffee. Actually, I think we are number 2 or something in the world of drinking most amount of coffee. So in Norway we are drinking a lot of coffee, but we are drinking this really thin coffee, and my boyfriend calls it broth. So we have 2 totally different kinds of coffee. In Italy they also have like one espresso, like a small one or a long one, or you can get with milk, you can get without milk.
Un latte macchiato tiepido, senza schiuma e con poco caffè. Tiepido e non freddo. Poi mi chiedi le cose.
But in Norway we have this bottle of coffee and stop. When it comes to food shopping, here in Italy it's quite different than in Norway, because if you go in the supermarket here, you can get everything in like one piece, like small amounts. For example, if you want some fruit, you can have only one orange if you want, or you can have only one apple. So one time I was in the supermarket and I was picking the vegetables and I didn't know how to do, you know, because they are quite different than in Norway. They have the scale to measure and this stuff. So I was like picking like one apple because I wanted only one. I was putting inside the bag and these women started looking really strange at me. I was thinking, what is the problem? Then I can see in the end it's like you're supposed to wear these plastic gloves on your hands, and this is because they are always picking and touching everything before they are choosing.
Questa c'è la venatura.
In Norway we are quite different. There's not so lot of fresh in the supermarket, only if you go in the best ones. And you have always to choose like these family packages or single package. For going in the restaurants, here it's quite funny in Italy because they are not having a lot of different names on stuff. If it's like a bakery, it's called a bakery. If it's a pizzeria, it's called pizzeria. Then if you want to go in a restaurant, you always know where to go and always what to get. And this is so nice. So here you can like choose what kind of restaurant you want to go in based on the name, which is super cool. But in Norway we are everyone having one name each on each restaurant. So I want to talk to you guys a bit about the pizza. The Italian pizza are super famous all over the world. Everyone loves one Italian pizza. You can have everything you want on top for not a lot of money, and the quality and everything is super good. In Norway we have one pizza. It's called Grandiosa.
Reklamen virker livet helt herlig. Men her kommer en film som litt mer ærlig. Bunnen smakløs og osten søt.
I know this is supposed to be like Norway versus Italy food, but I just have to tell you one thing actually connected with food, which I'm super proud of being Norwegian, and that is the cheese slicer. And this cheese slicer is to cut like really thin pieces. of the cheese, so you don't have to cut with a knife. Super nice, super practical, and I dig it. So there you go. So only one thing I can see a really big difference between Norway and Italy when it comes to food is the holy olive oil of the Italians and the holy butter margarine which we have in Norway. And this is they are using for everything. Italians are using olive oil for everything you can think of that can cure something, you can do with olive oil. Anything you think you can cook something, you can do with olive oil. You put olive oil in a pan, you cook this, you cook this, you cook these vegetables, you use olive oil. You cook this pasta, you use olive oil. Olive oil is everywhere in their kitchen. Have you ever met one Italian not using olive oil? In Norway we have the same thing. We are always keeping in our fridge a nice big piece of half kilos of margarine. And this we are using for everything. We are cooking with this, we are baking with this. So in the end, Norway versus Italy about food. I'm sorry Norway, but I have to definitely say that Italy is winning on this one. Italy is amazing when it comes to food, and everything you know about is really true. Imagine one day I was having pasta for lunch and pasta for dinner. What more heaven can it be? So hit a like if you like my video. I will see you again next time. Here is also a video I would really like you to watch if you like to watch me on YouTube. Awkward moments. Anyway, so I see you guys again soon. Have a nice day and ciao!